applying to jobs that don't even exist. Some of the jobs you're applying to were never open, not closed early, not filled quickly, never open. And you're being judged for how you perform in a process that you're never really in to begin with. Think about how much time you've spent tailoring resumes, writing cover letters, refreshing that email, waiting for something that was already decided, something that you couldn't actually influence at all. Most people think job searching is a competition. You versus the other candidates. The best person wins. And that's the model that we've all been sold. But that's not what's really happening. Because in a lot of cases, there is no competition. There is no open role. There is no real decision being made. There is just a job posting. So let's break the illusion here. You're not always being rejected. In a lot of cases, you were never in the running to begin with because the role was already filled internally, or the budget ended up not being approved, or the team just wanted to see what's out there at the expense of your time, or they needed to justify a process that had already happened. And from the outside, all of it looks normal. How would you ever know this? From the inside, it's already over. I've been part of hiring processes where the outcome was set before the posting even went live. You know those jobs where you meet every single requirement, apply right away, and hear absolutely nothing, and you think to yourself, what am I doing wrong? You probably did nothing wrong. You just showed up to something that wasn't really there. It was invisible. It was a ghost. This isn't random. It's structural. Companies post jobs for reasons that have nothing to do with hiring you. There are four main ones. One is internal hires. They already know who they're going to pick, but they still post the role because they have to follow a policy. The second is pipeline building. They're not hiring now, they're just collecting resumes for later. Fun for you. The third is budget gaps. The role exists on paper, but not in reality, or they lose budget by the time they're going to hire. And the fourth is optics. A company wants to look like they're growing, so they post a job. Again, they're never going to hire you. So when you're applying, you're not just competing against candidates, you're actually competing against decisions that have already been made, budgets that aren't improved, timelines you can't see, and sometimes nothing at all. And this is where people get stuck because you've been told if you just improve your resume, if you just network more, if you just try harder, hang out on LinkedIn, you'll get results. But effort doesn't fix a closed system. And if it's a ghost job, it was never there to begin with. So you're solving for performance, but that was never the issue. The issue was access to a job in the first place. This is why the job search feels so weird and so inconsistent. 1 week you get interviews, the next, nothing. Same resume, same experience, different outcome because the variable was never just you. It was the system you were entering. And most people never get this explained. They just assume I must be doing something wrong. And this is the sad part of the process because you're trained to believe that and trained to go and fix your resume and reflect on what you could be doing differently. And no one takes the time to acknowledge the fact that you could really be doing everything right and still not get an interview because the system is working like so against you. The job was never there. And all this does to job seekers is suck their time. And then it makes them feel bad about themselves as they go through the process. I spent years in HR, and I can assure you, many managers already know who they want to hire before the job posting ever goes live. They just have to give the illusion of due process to comply with company rules. So if this feels frustrating, good, because this is the part most people avoid. So let's break the illusion here. You weren't losing. You were never being evaluated in the first place. You weren't even in the game. The system didn't fail you. It just really wasn't built for you to win every time. There is no real way to fight this. As a job seeker, there's nothing you can do. You can get firm on what it is you want. Check out my career reset workbook to get some clarity on those goals. It's a free download. But the thing is, you can't fix this process, but hopefully the knowledge that it's not always your fault will help you regain some of your confidence, because as a job seeker, that's the real problem. These processes kind of beat you down, and then it takes a toll on your confidence when that real job becomes available. Ghost jobs are Spooky? And that's how work really works.